Today, as you know, is Flag Day. It's a very special day for the DART network, the community, and our brothers and sisters who served in the United States military. Please take a moment to join me in thanking all of the military members and veterans who are here today. I'd also like to take a moment of silence for those military service members who made the ultimate sacrifice and are no longer with us today. Our military members are this country's most courageous heroes. Ronald Reagan described military veterans perfectly. He said, "Some people live an entire lifetime and wonder if they've ever made a difference in this world. A veteran doesn't have that problem. A veteran, whether they were active duty, National Guard, or Reserve, is someone who at one point wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including his or her life. We are home of the free because of the brave. Today we celebrate the freedom our veterans have fought hard to protect. And there's nothing more symbolic of that freedom than the American flag. The beautiful red, white, and blue serves as a constant reminder of those who have served. The red for valor, white is liberty and purity, and blue means loyalty. And that red, white, and blue runs deep in our military's veins. That's why today, Flag Day, is about more than a piece of cloth. This spring, we began accepting entries from DART drivers. The number one requirement for entry was having served in the United States military. From there, a committee selected finalists and interviewed 3 drivers. Today, we'll be presenting those 3 drivers with the keys to DART's beautiful military trucks behind us. Before we announce the winners, we have a few special guests joining us today who were instrumental in wrapping these trucks. Please join me in welcoming Carrie Rihm, owner and CEO of Rihm Kenworth.
Good morning, and thank you for the privilege of speaking at today's event. You are so fortunate to work for an owner and have managers who so highly value your service to them that they would create moving billboards to honor your service to our country and to offer this opportunity for you to drive one every day. My assumption is that your story is one of pride from your years of service and desire to show your pride by driving a truck that helps tell your story. In thinking about what to say today, it occurred to me that your service stories include a generous amount of self-sacrifice, and that as a truck driver, you continue to serve and sacrifice in ways that most others have not experienced. We have only been beneficiaries of your choice. It's not a coincidence that today's event falls on Flag Day, a day that is the 240th anniversary of the adoption of the flag of the United States of America, which has grown from 13 stars to 50 beautiful shining stars representing all of our incredible states. This is the same flag that all veterans have served to sustain from the Revolutionary War until today, right now, across the globe. It is a flag that means freedom and liberty and self-determination to every citizen of the world. It is indeed fitting that today was chosen to award 3 armed services veterans who are DART drivers with these beautifully decorated trucks to honor their service. Kenworth has a slogan for their product, the world's best. But when I see you, I can't help but say, no, all U.S. veterans are the world's best. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Carrie. And now I'd like to introduce Matt Stryker with Kenworth Truck Company. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Stryker to the stage.
Thank you, Kristen. Thanks for having me here. I did prepare some remarks, but I didn't get to speak with the gentleman before I prepared some remarks. So go a little off script here. I think it's awesome dealing with you guys, you three that had the trucks before, the winners. So grateful for your service, and really it makes me excited to see how excited you guys are getting the trucks and operating the trucks, and I hope you love them. Another thing, I brought my daughter on her first business trip, and we drove up here from Milwaukee, and which is typically what I do when I come up here, and she thinks I got a pretty boring job. But I'll tell you what, being a part of this program is awesome. Being able to give trucks away or wraps away to guys who have served us so greatly, it's pretty cool, and hopefully someday she understands that. So it is with great pride that I speak here today on behalf of Kenworth Truck Company. I would like to thank the senior leadership at Dart Transit for allowing me to be a part of this program, honoring those who have served our country. PACCAR has a long history of supporting and even being a supplier of the military, doing programs like honoring our heroes who give away trucks once a year. It is great to have a business partner like DART, who so closely matches our values in a lot of ways, and gives Kenworth the opportunity to support our military in ways like this. To the award winners today, I hope you proudly enjoy your new Kenworth T680, the world's best truck. Thank you for your continued service and sacrifice to this country.
Thank you, Matt. Now I'd like to welcome our 3 DART owner-operators, Mark Boucher, Joshua Channel, and Patrick Wortham, to talk about what the military wrap trucks have meant to them.
Hello, how is everybody? Good? Exciting day. Last November 11th, it was a very exciting day for me and these 2 gentlemen here, as we got our veterans trucks. And we're very proud of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you a little bit how our last 8 months with these trucks have been and what we've experienced. What I personally have experienced basically is a lot of people look at you. So you better make sure your hair is combed and you're dressed nice, because everybody's going to say hi to you. And the more they say hi, the prouder you become. And it kind of reminds you of what you've done, what you've been through, what your family's been through. But the guys that come up to you in the truck stop, they're veterans also. And they come up and it's almost like, thank goodness, someone's finally recognized them. So it's been a great experience for me. Josh?
First off, I want to welcome you guys into our fleet. We started with 3, now we have 6. We're the only 6 at DART with these wraps. So not only are we brothers in arms, but we're also brothers on the road in the same type of truck. So welcome to our fleet. You now have become one of the 6. Dealing with traffic in these trucks is going to be interesting. People will slow down when they get beside you to look at it, take pictures, safety first. But again, at the truck stops, people will come up to you and ask you questions about it. You're going to get a lot of comments. At a red light, people are going to, wave at you and tell you to roll your window down so they can thank you. You're going to get to do unique events. This year, I had the pleasure of pulling the wall that heals, and that's a great event. You'll hook up to a Vietnam trailer and pull it, and it's beautiful. You'll get a lot of comments on your truck there, but overall you are going to have a lot of veterans come up to you and thank you for driving it. So again, welcome to our fleet and enjoy your truck.
This is your idea.
Yeah, I know. How y'all doing? Before I start, there's 2 people here that don't get the recognition that they should. Kristen and Mr. Orn. Without these 2 people, this is impossible. Kristen put a lot of work in there. Of course, Mr. Orn, it's his company. It's his money up here on these trucks. So give him a round of applause, would you please? They don't get the recognition they deserve, and I think people deserve to be recognized. You 3 guys getting these trucks, just realize ours are better because we got them first. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Like they're saying, The last 8 months of driving here at Dart with this wrap truck has been the best of my 20 years of driving the truck, period. You know, we're all used to getting the one finger wave all the time. You get it at least once a day. Figured if you don't, you're doing your job wrong. I don't get that anymore. I get the thumbs up now, peace. People stop you at stoplights. They want to take pictures. People follow you into truck stops. You're going to change the way you drive. It will change your habits. I park earlier in the evening, earlier in the daytime now because I find a better spot to park. I don't have to worry about people hitting my truck. Quick story on that. First day I left here on Dart last November, parked in Joplin, Missouri. Somebody ripped my mirror off my truck at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you change the habits the way you're going to drive. People will come up to you. You know, people come up and just want to talk to you because they know you're a veteran. You're going to have veterans come up to you just because of that fact alone. Take the time to talk to them. Be proud of your truck. Be proud of Dart. Like Mark was saying, dress nicer. Be cleaner. Because you're going to get your picture taken driving down the road. And you're going to be on Facebook a lot. I've had my picture taken more of this in the last 8 months than I have since I've been born. You know, I mean, it's funny, but it's true. So the events you get to go through, you know, last year I got to do Wreaths Across America. I'm 49 years old. I cried like a baby in that cemetery the first trip in there. You know, get there and there's 1,000 people waiting for that truck to pull in to deliver the wreaths to honor our fallen. It's an experience, I can't even describe it. You have to experience it for yourself. I hope you guys get to do it this year with the three of us when we do it again. If you get the opportunity to do the wall that heals, the Vietnam Memorial, do it. It's an experience like nothing else. I kept telling, you know, I did the podcast, is I don't know what Dart can do next to impress me. Then I did the Wreaths Across America, and then I did the wall. I don't know what's next, but I guess we'll find out with Kristen. So, like I said, enjoy your trucks, keep them clean, and be proud to drive them out there. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Thank you, gentlemen. Finally, it is my pleasure to introduce Dart Chairman of the Board, Don Oren, who will be announcing and introducing our three winners. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Oren to the stage.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, it's quite an event, and we're really proud to be able to be a part of it. It's just a real honor and a privilege for me to be able to turn over the keys to these three drivers of these three trucks. We also want to recognize the families. Without support from families, this would be really a different story. So thank you to the families as well. We'll get right on to it here. First, we have Staff Sergeant Jose Guerrera, retired from the U.S. Army after 22 years of service, including a year and a half deployment to Bosnia and 11 deployments to Iraq and 1 year with Dart. So we'll bring him up here first.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Truly, it makes all things possible. Along with that, I'd like to thank Mr. Don Oren, Kristen, for the opportunity to represent Dart Transit and shine with what I'm going to call my truck, Pride. Carrie, Rihm, Matt Striker, Kenworth, beautifully wrapped trucks, support, awesome looking. Kelsey Becker, my fleet manager, for taking care of me from day one, making my whole experience with Dart just awesome. I plan on retiring here. I gotta mention another owner-operator, a buddy of mine, Mike Charles Fry. He's also an owner-operator with Dart. He's actually the guy that had me come over to the company, and I'm glad he did. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have now. Then of course, as Mr. Oren mentioned, my family, my mother and my sister, my beautiful wife, and again, Thank everybody here that's supporting the program here today. Again, Mr. Warren, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Next, we have Specialist Gordon Landy, U.S. Army, volunteering, enlisting during Vietnam, serving 3 years active duty and 10 years with Guard. So with Specialist Gordon Landy, come up here, please.
Morning. Let me get my little teleprompter ready here. Thank you, Mr. Warren, and thank you to your family for this. Kirsten, thank you. And I would like to thank the selection committee. And I'd like to thank Kenworth for giving me the opportunity to drive this beautiful truck and show our tribute to our armed forces. I want to say something here. On May 4th, Kirsten called me in the morning, and all I got was a voicemail at that time. So all I heard was, I got good news for you. It was 6 hours later before I got to hear the good news and to process what would be happening. So when I got home that night, I said to my wife, I said, how good are you at washing trucks? I still ain't got the answer. The service has always been important to my family. From my father, who was an honor guard for Harry S. Truman, to my father-in-law, who was an engineer in Korea during the Korean War, and to my Uncle Tom, who served in France and England during World War II. Also, my Uncle Joe, who was a paratrooper, my Uncle Harold and my brother Steve, who were in the Army, my Uncle Gary and Uncle Orland, my sister-in-law Catherine, and her 3 kids, Don, Chris, and Bill, all were in the U.S. Navy. And my niece Lindsay, who was in the Air Force. And my son, who was in the Marines with 2 tours in Iraq. We've all served our duty to this country. This truck is a great way to show our support to our troops, and I'm proud to be able to drive it. Thank you. My wife and I have ridden with the Patriot Guard riders to many funerals for our fallen soldiers. And the one I remember the most is a young man from Superior. As we stood around his gravesite, I watched his young wife, who was probably in her early 20s, and they had a baby, probably less than a year old. I watched them lay their soldier to rest. So twice a month, I go by that cemetery on my way from Superior. I go up to make deliveries up there, and I go by that cemetery twice a month. And I always remember him every time I drive there. I think I could walk to his site, his graveyard, or his grave site. But from now on, I'm going to slow down when I would drive by there with this truck, and I'm going to give him a salute, and I'm going to give him a little toot. And I'm going to thank him for his honor and to just thank him. I'd love to tell my family thank you for coming to help me celebrate it, and thank you again.
Next, we have Sergeant Larry Williams, served in the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Army, deployed in support of Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield operations, Iraqi freedom and enduring freedom. 5 tours in Iraq and 1 in Korea, and 1 year with DART. Sergeant Williams, please come up.
I want to thank you, Mr. Warren, for giving me the opportunity to participate in driving one of these remarkable trucks. It's a big honor for me, and I want to thank Terry Rihm Kenworth, and Mike Stryker at Packard Kenworth. I have a sister who is serving in the Marine Corps right now. I've served multiple deployments in Iraq, one in Korea. I've seen all types of cultures, just way people are living different and stuff. And you know, people say that it's hard on us being in the military and serving our country, but it's more harder on our families and stuff while we're gone, because they're pretty much taking care of everything while we're gone. I want to thank Kristen for giving me this opportunity. Josh, all y'all, thank y'all. Y'all started this. I appreciate it. Our military soldiers, thank y'all. I want to thank my fleet manager, Steve Young, my recruiter, Jacob Klein. I think he's somewhere here today. I've seen him earlier. I want to thank my wife, my mother, my stepdad. My stepdad served in the Marine Corps. Now my sister's serving in the Marine Corps. I just want to thank everybody. I love y'all all. Thank y'all.
I want to end with a question for all of you. What does the American flag mean to you? Today I ask that each of you take one of the small flags home with you as a reminder of the sacrifice that our brave military men and women made for you, for your freedom, for our country. Teach your kids and your grandkids, your nieces and nephews about the importance and the meaning of this flag. With our lives getting busier each day, it is important to remember why we have the freedoms we do. Take the time to honor, remember, and teach. Our flag flies because of the soldiers who died protecting it. And no one knows the meaning of the American flag like someone who's been handed a folded one. God bless America, God bless our flag, and God bless those who are willing to stand up and protect it. Thank you.